All right, we are live. Hey everyone,
Hello,
we're live.
hello.
We made it happen.
We
Yay.
are live.
I know. Took a few minutes, but we got here. We wanted to come on today because Courtney and I have been busy, 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 and I was missing her. Like, look at where she's at right now. Look at where you're at, Courtney. How is it in Florida?
It's great. That's why we have to hop on a live and
I
just show
know.
people what they get to receive.
Yeah, for sure. We wanted to come on and talk about holding safe space because I think what's really cool is since you joined the team and have been supporting with all the stuff, that we've been in it, planning some safe spaces and just really working to figure out what people need right now because it's crazy. It's crazy times out there. And I know every single day I get messages and people reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'm in this. How do I get out of this?" Asking for support, asking for, time and space and all that kind of stuff. So, I wanted to just get us on a live together and talk about
Mhm.
what we're creating together because it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
show some love. Love,
Yes.
love to everyone watching.
Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure. So if you're out there and you're listening, give us a hey and let us know how you're doing. We have reset coming up again. It comes up quick. We have about 6 or 7 times throughout 2025 where we are holding space down in Florida, at the motherland. So Courtney, talk to us a little bit about the motherland and why the motherland is so sacred and special.
Yeah. And so first of all, if you guys haven't heard of the Motherland, we've been here since 2021, kind of established and founded 2/22 of 22. So
Yes.
it's been a process, very much private. We've been creating in creation mode, building mode, but with the highest intention involved. So, there's so much to share. I think most of the time, what I hear people say is, we can talk about it all day long,
Yeah.
why it was created, how it was created, but when you get here, the land really offers you everything that you've kind of been needing, even if you don't know you need it. So again, coming live today. I know a lot of people need some love. I also need some love and just that connection with us. I don't have Facebook, so I don't have that social connection there. So I really wanted to be able to generate energies and kind of show you guys the sun. The birds are singing. We have wild animals, residential animals. I know you love the turtles and are missing the
I do. I
turtles.
miss Albert.
Yeah.
I
So
miss
it's
Albert.
it's it's quite the place. Everyone really connects in a different way. Maybe you don't connect to animals, but you want to connect to yourself. There's a beautiful way that we hold you and create that space from the moment you drive in. We're holding you and really focusing on you. So, I'm cooking mom's coaching and holding space and learning how to manage energies and manage what we're all bringing to the table, whether that's, messy. The thing I love about here is that we're going to clean up after you. You get to be loud, messy, quiet, you get to be you. So the essence of it is really your intentions, what you're intending. Is that to be and sit, next to the pond? Is it to receive a massage? In our reset, in our retreat, every time you're going to get Tina, my mom, you're going to get coaching and training that I see evolve people. They don't necessarily know why mentally, they don't maybe know what they need or why they need it, but when they show up or when you guys show up and come to the land and the space that we've created, it's amazing. It's not necessarily the results. It's just the experience and how that transforms people.
Yeah, yeah. I think what's so special about it is that when I was going through my transformation, it was going away to retreats, whether they were 1 day retreat, 2 day, 3 day, Carrie Stanley 7 day. Regardless of the amount of time, it's a busy world out there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and staying grounded and staying neutral is really a next level leadership kind of a thing that I didn't know about up until the last 5 or 10 years. And so when I would go to retreats, it would allow me the time and the space to just be with me, to listen to myself, to hear my soul speak, to understand and to find clarity and to get back to center and to come back home, like you said, Courtney, to come back home within. And so we have created the motherland. We have created the reset retreat just exactly for that. It's an experience, it's space. Every little detail has been thought of. And the idea is to come in and literally reset, literally be able to let go of what is not serving you so that you have the capacity and the energy and the ability to step into what it is that you say you really want, like to what really does serve you. Because we spend way too much time in the gunk. We spend too much time stuck. We spend too
In
much
it.
time not feeling good inside. And there's tools and resources out there that support to really unpack that and figure that out. And so what I love about the reset retreat is that we get to do it together. How amazing is that? Like a lifelong dream
Dream
coming
come
true.
true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for those who know the story and our past and everything. And you, Courtney, we haven't even talked about the spiritual side of it, right? Like because for you, you've taught me so much about the spirit world and about that connection within up into spirit and what that looks like. And so I don't know. I think it's pretty cool because it's 2 acres of tropical wonder that someone can come into. And whether you're looking for a deeper spiritual connection or whether you're looking for the tools on the ground to really support to stay centered and calm, it's what it is and it's what we're creating. So our next one is coming up in April. So I'm coming soon. I promise I'm on my way
Yes.
soon.
I want to
But
give
what are those
those.
dates again? We have April,
Yeah, we
May, and
got
June coming up.
April, May, and June coming up. April 10th through 13th, May 1 through 4th, and June 5 through 8. So we
Yeah.
have amazing weather. Yeah, we've been curated what you're talking about too, kind of everything we do individually. We get to really see the power of that coming together. So it's been amazing. I talk about like the groundwork. I know in my heart that I chose you to be my mom on this earth. That's so obvious to me now. Maybe that hasn't always been. But to know that we can do this together and we've individually healed ourselves, I can say that now. I know that, again, in my heart, that we've done this work. So now we get to bring others on the journey with us. And I kind of wanted to talk about something quick too, because when people come here, what my um, observances, like what I've witnessed, is that it's hard for people to receive. So they're in
Oh
the
yeah.
go, 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 the do, the mothers, the fathers, the guardians, the corporate Americans,
Yeah.
we have even the business owners. There's a lot of people that have been just like us in it. And, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, physically, when they get here, when you come here, the space has been created for you to receive. And I think that's the hardest part for people to do
Yes.
is to receive when they get here. And we've learned how to gracefully give. And so it's really fun to watch people in their transformation and to
Yeah.
learn how to receive.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, receiving is a beautiful thing and we're, it's the programming thing, right? You're brought up to believe that you're supposed to constantly give and give and give, and gets to be a point where your cup is empty. The cup is empty. So when reset, we fill your cup. You get to receive. You get to receive from us, mind, body, spirit, all of it. And it is, I agree. It's why I am committed to do this work for the rest of my life, because to see that moment when somebody accepts the receiving, right? When somebody just sinks into, oh yeah, this is about me. I get to love me right now. I get to heal right now. I get to find my way home and find my way back to where, it feels good again. That's the greatest work on earth.
That's good stuff. That's our purpose, is to
Yeah.
create that space. And
Yeah.
it feels like a purpose. And being in service, to be able to do that, like this is our everyday. This is what we live and breathe and do. And so a lot of people that I've never been to a retreat. Let's just talk about that for a moment. The word retreat, sometimes you feel like you're leaving your life and leaving somewhere to go somewhere. And the reason I feel it's called the reset retreat is because it's intentional. yes,
Mhm.
you're coming out of your reality, your daily life. It's like an incubator. We hold you, we go through it. We go through it all together. We reset. Literally, I've watched so many people do the reset. It
Yeah,
happens. And then for
yeah,
them to go back and bring that into their reality, and then to have our connections in the communities and to grow together, even after the years. And people come back to this retreat. It's a place where they know they can reset and they can get more intentional. And so I've watched people do the groundwork, get their business in alignment, get themselves as a coach, a leader in alignment with you. And then they get to be ready for that spiritual awakening of, the whole works. And so from us bridging that, ground game, the groundwork with the spiritual game and spiritual work, it's a big deal. And it's really what's needed right now.
yeah. Whew. I take a big deep breath after that. And it's really the purpose is to hold that safe space. Another safe space that you've created. I mean, I know that you're creating a course right now, a crystal course. So I'd love you to talk about that and also your membership. I mean,
Yeah,
literally your lowest member of the membership is $1. So if people really are looking for that spiritual connection and what that looks like, it's a really great space to start in, just to start being in the energy of what that could look like. And then from there, there's other levels. But will you talk
you
about those
got
two
it.
things?
Yeah, and it's a commitment. What I've learned, it's not about the money, it's about the exchange. And so when you commit, how many apps do we have on our phone? How many, diet plans or recipes do we have all over the place? This is something that we've created where we've watched over the years. It's taken years to curate, where we've watched people, receive that nugget of healing, of transformation, but then they fall off. It's the diet, or
Drift
they
is
don't
real.
they don't keep up with it. And so we've created a membership for you to hold yourself accountable, for the community to hold each other accountable, to have daily energy updates. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of different news stations and different people that are influencers or who you should, listen to. And then it gets noisy. So the membership really holds a space privately. It's not a public social media. Like this is today, we get to talk about things that maybe are censored or thought of as like out there,
Yeah.
we're really going in deep with that. And it's set up, the membership is set up in different dimensions. In my spiritual knowledge and learning, I've really, again, curated a way for it to work. We
Mhm.
hear about spiritual healing, we hear about meditation and chakras and all of these things, the crystals,
Yeah.
but instead of just having them, we learn how to utilize these tools.
The
So
embodiment,
it's
the
totally what it
embodiment of it.
is. Yeah. So
Mhm.
we really the membership is for you to hold yourself accountable. All of the energy exchange, even for our reset retreat, everything goes back to the land. It goes back into creating the experience for you. And the course that we've been creating, I've been spending hours on this course, but I looked, my first notebook journal was in 2018. So I've been creating this course, and now we have a way to offer it, and it's a crystal clear connection chakra course. So it goes through all the chakras. Again, we know we have energy centers, but most people just autopilot through their life, never learning energy. They learn how to take care of their physical body, but they don't necessarily know what these things are. So in a very grounded way, we're presenting what chakras are, how to heal them, how to utilize them, how to
Yeah.
manifest with them, and stuff like that. And then there will be a portal course going out. Again, people don't know what the portals are. They're just going through, just like we go through the holidays. We
Yeah.
don't necessarily know why we do these things. So it's just giving a way for people to receive on a ground, like in a grounded way, not in a woo-woo, not understandable way. So these courses are coming out. We do weekly classes. I just got done doing our consciousness class on karma this week. So we learn about karma, who she is, what she does, our part in it. So it's just stuff that you're not going to get again in public, not on our social medias. It's more for being held in that private sector.
Yeah. Those who really want to do the work.
Yeah,
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 for sure. For sure. It's beautiful. I'm so excited for everything that we're creating. You're creating your course and your membership on your end. We've got the Reset Retreat. On my end, I have Ignite and Team Agreements and and Glee. And so there's so many opportunities out there. That's really the point of this live, right?
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities, whether it's through us or whether it's through someone else. If you're struggling right now, you don't have to struggle on your own. You don't have to sit there in pain and suffering. There are spaces out there, there are people out there who have literally created space for the transformation to hold you in a safe way so that you can figure it out, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. And I just want to thank you, Courtney, as we kind of wrap up here, because we didn't know it when we were going through it, right? In 2015, when everything went down, we didn't know what was going on, but it's God's plan. It's what God had planned for us. And sometimes we get to go through the muck to find our way to the other side. And I feel like that's what we've done. And I'm just so honored and like, whew, over the top full being able to be here right now creating this with you. It's really, really special.
It's an honor to work by your side, to be by your side, and just live this life with you. And I hope that others can see our journey and also have hope that it's possible. We've been to the darkest of the dark and we're, in the lightest of the light. So we don't judge where people are, come as you are. We're here. Ask the questions, I know that we can drop some links too after you post this, but I know that you have a contact. So if you have questions, if you want to have that space held for you, I know that you do a contact call that people can sit
Yes.
with you and you hold that space. And again, it's been an honor to watch people. It's been, when I started seeing the 6-month transformations, I'm like, oh, they're getting it. Oh,
Yes.
okay, here we go. And now it's a year and 2 years later, and I see people just transforming into their best selves. And that's, I think, is what gives me the fuel every day to do what we're doing, is that it works, it transforms, and it's not us, it's the people that go through it. It's an honor to create the space. Like I can hear the chickens in the back, like, we take care of the chickens and the land and the gardens. We do a lot of work day in and day out for people to come here and just be. So it's an honor to do the work and see, year after year. And the fact that you're doing the teams now too, so you have the leaders individually, but then I'm starting to see, it's like their tribe, I call it.
Yeah.
Their team comes in and wow, we're in the corporate field, we're in, the private sectors. Like it's really
Pretty cool.
great.
I
So
think it
thank
brings,
you.
here's what keeps coming up in my head, because I've had people say this, like, oh, it seems so great, it seems so wonderful, oh, lucky you, wow, like it wasn't like it wasn't really hard to go through.
It's
Generational healing
hard
is no
work.
joke. It
Yeah.
was hard work. I remember you and I at odds. There were months in
Yeah.
some cases where we didn't talk. And through that process, I think that we each taught each other so much through it, but it didn't happen until I started listening. Like, I want everybody to really understand that. Like, Courtney and I, we were like this our whole lives from a generational healing perspective. And and the relationship didn't shift until I allowed the shift, until I allowed myself to go, maybe you don't know everything, Tina. Maybe your daughter's pretty smart. Maybe she's got something here, right? And when I
You were the
started
curse
listening,
breaker.
yeah. Yeah. And so we've broken a lot of those generational patterns and things that happen when we're not aware of it. So if you're out there listening thinking that it was easy, it's not easy at all. And it's the most rewarding and like heartfelt work that is out there. So we get to go through it to get to the other side is really the message I think that I'm trying to say. And we went through it.
Yes, we
And,
did.
it doesn't mean that it's roses now every single day, at all. And we have the tools to get back home. We have the tools to reset. We have the tools to come back to what we know is really important. And it's just such a joy to be able to train those tools and teach those tools and create transformation every single day. That's what I'm all about.
The work is worth it. I
The work
promise
is so
you.
worth it. Yeah,
And it's like,
absolutely.
again, our life, and look what we get to connect and be us. And through what I've learned, just my last kind of thing here is, you know, my reality, I was in survival mode my whole life. We were in survival mode as like our little pack, you know, and you, yeah, you were the curse breaker, but you're also the trailblazer. And so if we didn't have you in our world, none of this would happen. There wouldn't be love and light like there is. So thank you for being you. And oh, I love you so much.
I
And
love
I
you
will
too.
continue to be right next to you while we trailblaze and
So
allow
amazing.
people to come into the light with us.
So amazing. There's just so much work to do. So
There
much
is.
work to do. And I'm all about it and all for it. So
Yeah. And we'll
let
drop
us
the
know.
links for you to connect.
Yeah, we'll drop the links. Let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to hop on a phone and we get to see you in Florida in Reset
Mm.
because it matters. You matter. You're worth it. Invest in yourself. It's time. It's time. All right. With that,
All right.
bye, honey.
We'll see you
Love you.
soon. Love you, Mama.
Okay. Bye. Love
Bye.
you too.